Hey guys, it's just me Gamer Show here back more. Actually, not with more because this is different. The last time I done one of these videos when I first came back, it was the Falcons free agency review where I review what the Falcons did in free agency and stuff. But this time we're going to do something a little bit different. As you probably know, if you like sports, Georgia and Alabama will be facing off in the conference finals. Is that what it's called in NCAA? But they will be in the finals. Let's search this up. What is the NCAA finals called? It's called the CFP, the College Football Playoff National Championship. Okay, just call it the National Championship. So I'm making this video called Georgia vs Alabama. It's going to be basically comparing their team and who will win. Without further ado, let's get into this. Subscribe if you think Georgia's going to win. Subscribe if you think Bama's going to win. And guys, probably not a Georgia fan because I like the Falcons. This is going to be as unbiased as possible, hopefully. QB, well, any really biased guy will tell you that Stetson Bennett is better than Bryce Young. But I'll tell you their stats right now, actually. I'm pretty sure Bryce Young is doing better this year, but people say recently Stetson Bennett has really turned it up. Bryce Young this season has gotten 4,503 yards, 46 touchdowns, and 5 picks. Yeah, that's definitely better than Stetson did. He had 2,638, 27, and 7. So, yeah, I think we can see who's better here. Sorry, Stetson, but Bryce Young's really good at football. Did I say that right? Did I say Bryce Young's really good at football? Because he really is, and he won Heisman for a reason. And Stetson hasn't played many games as him, though. And even if he did, I don't think he would compare to Stetson. Receivers now, Georgia doesn't really have it fair because they lost Pickens. I feel like if we had it would be a closer battle. If we had George Pickens, it would be a closer battle. But you're still going against Mechie and Jameson Williams, which I think is his name, Jameson. I know his name is Jameson, and the other guy is Mechie. And as you probably saw if you watched the game, they're very better than our receivers. So Alabama gets another win, but at tight end, Alabama mainly uses their receivers, and we have probably one of the best freshmen in the NCAA. So yeah, I think Brock Bowers definitely wins the tight end spot because I actually checked out their best tight end is that guy who doesn't have over 400 yards. While Brock Bowers is literally having probably one of the best freshman seasons of all time. I'm not 100% sure because I haven't been following college football for too long. But even if he wasn't a freshman, he's still outplaying their tight end. So we do have a little bit more versatility for blocking and stuff. And also, he's like I don't know what to compare him with, like a Darren Waller maybe. He's really fast, he can catch. I have watched a couple Alabama games. I watched when they lost to Texas A&M. I watched their Auburn game. And there was one more game I watched. I don't remember who they were going against. I watched the Cincinnati game too. And they definitely use their receivers a lot. And then running backs. Speaking of running backs, I don't know if Alabama has a different running back besides Brian Robinson, but what I do know about Georgia is that they have James Cook and Zeus. And if you compare either one of them against Jameson, it's definitely Jameson. But they use two completely different they use the running backs in two completely different ways. Alabama just mostly gives the carries to this guy because he's amazing. And Georgia has 3 really good, actually maybe 5 if you would count Milton and Edwards as like top running backs on their team. Because really, if I compared all of our running backs to just like 2 or 3 of theirs, we would definitely win. But I was comparing 2 to 1 since both of those guys combined have around the same amount of yards and like a few more touchdowns. I think they actually have a little bit less yards than Brian, and like 3 more touchdowns than Brian combined. So I think Like if you want to compare one, which would kind of be an unfair what's it called? Comparison, because we use more than one running back. Brown would definitely win. But if you're doing it fair and giving both teams a fair chance, it's basically a tie. So I'm not going to call everything a tie. It's the only tie in the entire ranking. Defense, well, Alabama has definitely a really good defense. They have great pass rushers. You can really never laugh at their secondary, but I want to give Georgia their second win here because, we have the best defense in the league. Even you would say, I don't even know if it's true. It's probably not, but people would say Alabama's better on paper. It's probably not. And even if it is, they allowed like 42 points to Texas A&M. So could we really give them that title after that? Georgia's only allowed 30 points plus the one team that's Alabama themselves. So that's one of the best who has the best offense in the league, and we have the best defense in the league. Is that fair? Is that fair enough to say that we have the best defense and they have the best offense? Because if it's not, then you're really just either way too over Georgia and saying that they have a better offense than Alabama, or you're saying that Alabama has a better defense than Georgia, which I just can't agree with. Nakobe Dean literally got Linebacker of the Year award. Jordan Davis was almost a Heisman finalist, apparently. He ain't really good. I also really like Javonte White and Carter. But I'm not exactly familiar with the name of the guy that I think is Will. Yeah, Will Anderson. He's really good. Definitely one of the best pass rushers, I think. He's either a pass rusher or a linebacker. Pretty sure he's a line. No, I'm pretty sure he's like an edge rusher. So really good. But I say I'm not going to compare him and Dean because it's a direct comparison to defense. It's kind of hard to compare two players that play different roles. For sure, Dean rushes in sometimes, but he's an all-around player. While this guy, I'm pretty sure, is just mainly rushing and run stopping. So I'm giving the win to Georgia's defense here. Now, I think it's one of the least close ones. I think the least close is the receiver battle because we just don't really have a chance there. But defense, I don't think Alabama has a better defense. I think it makes sense. I don't think you can really argue against that. Maybe you can because, at the end of the season, they definitely got better at defense. But games against Texas A&M, and I'm pretty sure LSU, did they go against LSU? I'm not sure, but I know there's games where they definitely got more points than us. I don't think it's really that close either. So, giving it to Georgia. Coach, I really like Kirby sometimes. Sometimes he just confuses me. But do we even have to argue about this one? This is another one where Alabama kind of just is better. Kirby, neither of these coaches are something to laugh at. But Nick Saban literally, I'm pretty sure Kirby Smart was like under Nick Saban for a little while. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Saban's just a better coach. I don't think we have to take that long to explain that. Next up, who will win now? Of course, in my heart, Georgia's going to win. I'm a Georgia fan. But that's not the only reason I think Georgia's going to win. Alabama has a good chance that they're probably just a better team. I'm not 100% sure yet because we went against them once. We were winning, and then our cornerbacks just decided to stop playing football, and then they just kept throwing it deep. And they had pick six, and everything went wrong. It was definitely more of a Georgia loss than Alabama win to me. So I feel like if we can play everything right, make sure James Cook gets the ball, make sure Stetson Bennett can stay in the pocket without getting pressure, even though he doesn't need to sit in the pocket. He's not JC Daniels, but I prefer that he doesn't get pressured every play. And if George Pickens can show up for his only game of the year, that he's really going to be playing a lot, I hope, we can definitely take down Alabama because we see some weaknesses, I think. Also, a small call to Jalen Mayfield because he kind of said that Michigan is going to kick our butts or something, and then it kind of went the other way. I think you just see what happens with our defense. It's pressuring the QB every other play or so. We can't just pressure the QB in this game. If you're going against Bryce Young, you can't just pressure the QB and expect him to just take the sack. We need to have a QB spy. I'm not saying it should be Dean because, well, he needs to carve their tight end or maybe even running back. I think Brian Robinson is a pretty big threat on both sides of the football. So maybe either Tyron Walker or Nolan Smith. plays QB spy. Someone needs to play spy because there's no way we can just pressure him and then he just gives up because that he not like the QB that we went against in Michigan. So I think we will win. I think it's closer that I kind of feeling closer that we can win though. I think it's closer that we can win than we will win. But either way, I think both teams have a chance. Both teams definitely have a chance. I think it's just whoever plays their cards right. Saban, of course, already has a game plan. I think Kirby won't lose to a team twice. I don't think that's going to happen because I feel like he's smarter than people get him off for. He's pretty conservative too. Like when he's winning, he will not pass the ball. But also, I kind of end up in the pick six. I just hope he like a Bill Belichick in this game and just does it like sure. Bill Belichick's definitely on another level than Kirby Smart. But if Kirby Smart got that kind of mental, what's it called? Mental game plan. I don't know. Because that one Bill Belichick literally ran it almost every single clip against the Bills. I'm not sure we should do that against Alabama. We need to find some opening. What did Texas A&M do to take down Alabama's defense? Because they didn't really do good against Alabama's offense. But they definitely torched Alabama sometimes. Who should the Georgia use as their main running back this game? Zeus has looked a little bit weaker than James Cook over a few weeks, but I think we still main Zeus at least for the first half until we can see how good both of them do. Because James Cook is not the better running back, I think. He's closer to a Cordell Patterson, really. Zeus is more like a who's really close to Zeus? Oh, that was a hard one. He's not really a power back. I only call him power back. He's really good at both. Ronald Jones, maybe. Actually, maybe Leonard Fournette. Which, speaking of Leonard Fournette, screw the Bucks. But okay, I'm trying to not get off topic. We're not going to outplay Brian Robinson unless. Okay, so our main game plan can't be to outplay what they're really good at on offense because we're not going to outplay the receivers unless Pickens decides to really show up and our corner core does not play dumb. We can't outplay their quarterback unless we just. Actually, that's the easiest thing to outplay because you can definitely outplay quarterback way harder than this. Because we have a really good quarterback. They have an even better quarterback. That doesn't mean that we can't outplay them once. It's going to be really hard to outplay our receiver core because our receiver is McConkey, who's definitely not on the level of either of the Alabama's top two receivers. Then we have Brock Bowers, who's better tight end, who I know he's going to have a good game. Him and McConkey have to just show up. And then maybe we can get Pickens a few catches. I want at least 3. I want him to get the ball. I don't want him to kind of just sit there doing nothing. Because I think I can definitely get in a loss. Maybe a couple trick plays because I think Alabama isn't that good against them. I'm not 100% sure. But I think if we just play this game right, we can definitely win. Did I even feel like okay, I did. If you guys think Georgia's gonna win, like the video. If you think Alabama's gonna win, put in the comment section why if these comments even work. Don't be toxic about it because I'm literally I haven't watched too much Alabama football. This is just what I think. And as I already said, I'm not saying Georgia is guaranteed to win or they have a really high chance. I'm saying that if they play their cards right, and maybe even Alabama has to make a few mistakes, we can definitely win this game. So don't get toxic saying that there's no way Alabama loses to a trash team like Georgia. We're going to beat you again because, unless you're being respectful about it, because I'm literally just trying to have a good time, make a new kind of video. And if you're a Georgia fan, tell me also why you think Georgia will win or lose, because some of Georgia fans think we're going to lose. But this is Sweet Gamer Chaneo. Adios. Let's go, Georgia.